first off, how did this get started? Where did this idea come from? Because this is spectacular. Hello and welcome to Mornings on Main Street, Murfreesboro. We are so excited to bring some stories to you here online. Let me tell you, we are starting with visiting the Rutherford County Convention and Visitors Bureau. As you already know, Rutherford County is such a wonderful spot to visit, but we go over some of the highlights and what attracts people to visit Murfreesboro or Rutherford County and why those who already live there have so many places to check out. After that, we take you over to Brasshorn Coffee Roasters. This coffee shop is such a cute spot with phenomenal coffee. We introduce you to the owner of Brasshorn Coffee Roasters to share with you information about his coffee, business, and where he gets that entrepreneurial spirit. That and more coming up on today's show.
Hockey in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd, the goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Experience Predators hockey all season long. Visit NashvillePredators.com/season tickets and join the Loyal Legion today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
You really good try.
There aren't any cops around.
I didn't think there were any cops around.
I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to hang on, okay? Tell me your name, sir. Where you are right now?
Main Street Sports Today strives to bring you the most timely and comprehensive coverage of sports news and more from Middle Tennessee and beyond.
We cover the teams you care about from preps to pros and bring some of the most influential voices in sports to keep you in the know.
Tune into Main Street Sports Today each Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Download the Main Street Media TV app.
Welcome back. This morning we are in Murfreesboro, Tennessee at the Rutherford County Convention and Visitors Bureau. I have Barbara Wolke with us to talk to us about tourism and just how important it is maybe for you guys to stop by the tourism center that we have here to check out some of the displays, the brochures, and to gather information if you're visiting here in Murfreesboro or Rutherford County. So first off, Barbara, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you, Stephanie.
Now, how important are you guys to those who are traveling in or even just to those who live here?
Well, absolutely. Rutherford County offers that hometown feel with a big city flavor, located just minutes from Nashville. We offer over 400 restaurants to delight every taste and 5,500 hotel rooms in the county. To tell you a little bit about how we operate under the umbrella of the Chamber of Commerce. And we're funded by the hotel tax in the county, so it's important that we keep our hotels full. The tourism economic impact for 1 year in Rutherford County, would you believe, is $634 million. And those numbers reflect a 34% increase over the previous year.
For 1 year?
Yes.
That's incredible to me. And I guess I would think a lot of that has to do with having a university here in town, but is that the only reason people travel through or no?
Well, actually, MTSU is a great partner, as well as the city of Murfreesboro and the town of Smyrna, Laverne, and Eagleville. But in 2014, we trademarked Rutherford County the sports capital of Tennessee. So we capitalized on that. We host what is called the TSSAA Spring Fling, which we are gearing up now for. So if anyone would like to volunteer, they can contact me at the Convention and Visitors Bureau. It is an Olympic-style sporting event, and several sports, your baseball, softball, soccer, track and field, and tennis. And it brings about 41,000 people to the area.
That's incredible.
Yes, May 23rd through the 26th.
Thank you for sharing that with us. And as people are coming in, say if they have some extra free time,
where else should they go? What else should they check out while they're here?
Oh, we have a plethora of attractions. So we are home of Stones River National Battlefield for Civil War buffs, of course, and then Oakland's Mansion, which is a beautiful mansion caught in the crossfire of the Civil War. Family fun attractions, the Discovery Center, lots of activities there for kids of all ages, as well as the Smyrna Outdoor Adventure Center, where there's a rock climbing wall and many activities there, where groups and individuals can grab a performance at the Center for the Arts. Bradley Academy Cultural Museum is another great stop, as well as Cannonsburg Village. And Cannonsburg Village is a little southern village with buildings that date back to the 1800s. They're original to the period, but not the location. But we have a one-room schoolhouse, a grist mill, a blacksmith shop there. So it's lots of fun for everyone.
Oh, I would say so. Barbara, tell me, what do you enjoy most about the position that you have?
What I enjoy most is that I wake up every morning and I go to work doing something I love. And if you do something you love, you never work a day in your life.
That is very true. We've said that many a times with people that we have talked with who kind of put off that same vibe and energy that you have this morning. For those coming in here to the chamber when they're coming in the building, they can stop and pick up a brochure to pretty much anything that's happening, and from what I'm seeing, in the state of Tennessee.
Absolutely. We have brochures from across Middle, East, and West Tennessee. Our visitors don't see county lines, so we work with our partners from across the state to help promote tourism.
That is wonderful. What else would you like to say to everyone who may be seeing this or watching this about Rutherford County?
I would just like to say, if you haven't been out to visit our attractions in Rutherford County, please get out and do so, and stop by the Visitor Center here and grab some brochures. And we hope that you'll say hi to us whenever you stop by and let us know you stopped by.
And you know, we talked a little bit about the tourism dollars that do come in here each year to Rutherford County. For anyone traveling, why is it important for them to spend their money maybe at local shops, local places when they're visiting two different communities?
Yes, well, for travelers and visitors alike, as well as residents, each household in Rutherford County sees a tax relief of $436 every year because of tourism. So if tourism went away, you would pay $436 more in taxes.
That's something to keep in mind.
Yes.
Barbara, thank you. Is there anything else I haven't asked you that you would want to share?
If you would like to volunteer for the TSSAA Spring Fling in May, give me a call.
We will do that. Barbara, thank you so much. Stick with us right here because you know what? We have more coming up right after this.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
Who wouldn't love a stuffed booster? I know I sure would, or any sort of sound swag, all of which can be found at Nashville Sounds Pro Shop. The Nashville Sounds and Main Street Media Television would love to invite you out to Sunday Family Fun Day, each Sunday home game. You can also register to win free tickets by going to your favorite Main Street Media website. Register to win, and then we'll see you here at the ballpark. Welcome back. So a particular spot in Murfreesboro, Tennessee is working on their coffee to make a positive impact through coffee and culture. And if you have not heard of the place, you need to Google this now. It's Brasshorn Coffee Roasters. With us now, we have owner Jeremy Florida with us. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, it's nice to sit down with you. First off, how did this get started? Where did this idea come from? Because this is spectacular.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, the seed for the idea started when I was in college. I worked at a small coffee shop that was family owned, and the owners and the managers just treated us all like family. And that coffee shop became my home away from home. And when I moved back to Tennessee, this is my hometown. I wanted to offer that same great experience to the college students in my town.
Is it one of those, is it hard for you not to go to a town and like try their coffee and like, I guess for like your home spot, to go to different coffee places and be like, this just isn't it, we need something more?
It's not hard. I love going to coffee shops and trying all different kinds of things. I learn a ton from other coffee shops, other coffee roasters, and just trying other products.
Very nice. Well, I have to say, I'm trying their Cuban now. So I started with the Cuban and then went with your house roast. Share with us the story behind the house roast that you have.
Yeah, that's one of our house blends. It's a blend of a natural processed Brazil coffee. The owner of the importing company grew up in Brazil on the coffee farms. And then the other 50% is the Villatoro family in Guatemala. Their family blend. So they own basically two sides of a mountain and a valley in Guatemala, and I've got to meet Rodin. He's a third generation coffee farmer. He grew up on the coffee farm, went to university, studied agronomy, and is taking farming practices back to his family.
That is so cool.
It's all a family affair.
Well, speaking about you and your family and what you have here, you guys opened in November 2019. From the time that you started building this to say today, 2023, has this exceeded your expectations? And if so, how has it?
Yeah, the response from the community has been unbelievable. We felt so much love from our community, the support of my family and all the families in this community. It's been amazing, yeah.
For anyone that looks at your website for Brasshorn Coffee Roasters, it's hard to skip over the fact that you have a very entrepreneurial family. Speaking of your great-grandfather, and I'm sorry, I have to say this, he was the inventor of Play-Doh. Like what? Who can say that? No one but you. How was that to, I guess, learn his story and like kind of go through your family history? Did that help you any?
Oh, for sure. My great-grandfather, Noah McVicker, he had a soap company called Cut-All, and they made wallpaper cleaner. And it was this goo that you stick on wallpaper to remove soot, because everyone used coal or wood-burning stoves to heat their houses at the time. Okay. So he took this goo and chemically re-engineered it to become Play-Doh. He had I believe it was a 4th grade education. So his ingenuity, and then my grandfather, who I grew up right next door, his house is right next door to ours. He set up Play-Doh factories in 9 different countries. And so he's very business-minded. And my father owned Florida Brothers Auto Parts, which is the building right next door. My grandfather started that business in the building we're in right now in 1957. And so, yeah, I guess it's just in my genes. I mean, the opportunities were all there too. So I don't want it to sound like I have done something incredible on my own here. I was very well set up and have had incredible support through my family and through this community.
That is so awesome to hear. Now let's go back to your coffee and what you have and how you get, I guess, what we have in front of us, how it gets here. Like, how do you make your selections? What do you do here in-house?
We do what's called a coffee cupping, and so we get samples in from different importers, all different countries. We roast sample batch sizes of that, so just 50 grams at a time, really small batches. And then we line them all up and taste them all through cupping. So there's all parameters that the Specialty Coffee Association has set up for that specialty coffee has to meet a cupping score of, I believe it's 83 or 84 or above, before the green coffee itself is graded as specialty coffee. So when we receive it, it is already graded as specialty coffee. Then what we do with it is to try to draw out all the natural flavors that are in that coffee, to honor the work that the farmers have put into it to make it a specialty product, and then just to be transparent with that. So not trying to add smokiness or not trying to add flavors to the coffee. All of our tasting notes are just more like wine terroir. It's tasting the environment, it's tasting the farming practices, the the processing methods that they use after they've harvested the cherries, the fermentation processes they use. And it gets really in-depth and really fun. That's the fun part of the job.
It sounds like it. So you don't just have coffee here, though. You have food as well. How do you decide what you have to complement the coffee that you offer?
Well, with the food menu, we just wanted to offer a few really great items. Obviously, coffee is everyone's breakfast and brunch thing, so we wanted to offer kind of a brunchy menu to complement that. We don't have a full kitchen in the back, so kind of limited with equipment and space, and we wanted to offer just a small menu that hit a wider palette of people and was simple, but everything was really, really tasty and really good.
Well, is there anything that you would like to share with those who are seeing this that maybe people might not know about your business here, about Brasshorn Coffee Roasters?
Something you might not know is that we are open for event space rental anytime outside of business hours. So we have a lot of events in the evenings and events on Sunday afternoons. We have a church that meets here every Sunday morning because we're closed on Sundays. And something else you might know is we bake all of our pastries in-house. So we have a part-time baker on staff, and some of our baristas help out with that as well. And we do catering events we can cater. We're doing a catering event for 800 people with pastries and coffee. So we do have that ability. We'd love to do your next 800-person catering party.
And I have to say, the best coffee mugs I have seen anywhere.
Yeah.
Place your thumb right there. You are very welcome. These are fantastic.
We try to pay attention to all the details. You know, we want the experience to be good.
100%. Jeremy Florida, the owner and founder of Brasshorn Coffee Roasters. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you. This was fun.
Anytime. Stick with us. We have more coming up after this.
There's a lot to consider when it comes to choosing a Medicare plan. That's where Health Markets Insurance Agency can help. Independent licensed insurance agents who work with Health Markets can answer your questions about the different parts of Medicare, when you can enroll, benefits, costs, and more. Speak to a local licensed insurance agent today to get started on your Medicare journey.
There is nothing better than drinking an ice-cold beverage while taking in a Nashville Sounds baseball game. Hi, I'm Stefanie Miller with Mornings on Main Street. The Nashville Sounds and Main Street Media Television have teamed up to promote Sunday Family Fun Day here at First Horizon Park, each Sunday home game. Just go to your favorite Main Street Media website and click on Sounds Main Street Media Day banner to register to win free tickets. And then we'll see you here at the ballpark. Welcome back. And speaking of being back, of course, baseball season is here once again. And if you're a fan of that sport or others and love collectible items, there's a shop for you in Shelbyville, Tennessee. It is the John English Antique Sports and Cards Shop. It's what you see right here. And to take us there today, we have our Tennessee traveler, Tom Adkinson, with us to tell us what we can find in this brick building. First off, Tom, thanks so much for coming in today.
I'm delighted to be here. Good morning.
Good morning. So talk to us about what's in this shop.
All manner of things, starting with when you walk in the door, there's huge display cases of baseball cards and other sports cards, but that's not the real important thing there. It is full of sports related historic items or just important for their time period items. There are pieces of athletic equipment. A good example, everybody who's played basketball in the last who knows how many decades has been smooth basketballs. There used to be laces, just like there are on footballs, on basketballs. John has some of these old basketballs there. It's hockey sticks, it's baseball bats, it's all manner of equipment that is old, and some of it tied to interesting individual stories.
Speaking of one story that you have in your article on this is that there's a specific baseball that's in mint or pristine condition, as one would say, but it is a ball that was never thrown, it was never hit, and the two individuals that you name is Ty Cobb and Babe Ruth. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, John was showing me things that were very special and had stories behind them. And he opened up a case and took out a box that had a brand new baseball in it. And it said YMCA, and I don't believe it had the year on it, but it was a special playing ball, or a ball for special play. And I said, so what? Did Ty Cobb pitch it? Did Mickey Mantle hit it? And he said, no, this ball was one that the Y made to send to American soldiers, doughboys in World War I, sent to Europe for their recreation play. And he has one that never got played. That is a cool sports memorabilia item.
I would say, and speaking of all of these items, how does one come across, a baseball like that, or some of the magazines that he has? Where do you find all of this stuff?
John said he's been collecting all of his life, just about. He was in a sports family. His father was a college and NFL coach. John was a star in high school and college, had a short bounce around NFL and professional league career. Then when he got into the workaday world, he was traveling, and he said he went shopping. He went to flea markets and old stores and collectible stores and just started collecting for his own amusement, for his own gratification. He said he had a special room in his basement, and he joked that it was referred to as Fort Knox, that ultimately he started sharing this at retail.
So now he's sharing it here in his shop. I guess you would have to know exactly what you're looking for to know, I guess, the value, what priceless or not, what a particular collectible has.
Yeah, he sets his own prices based on his knowledge of things and research. I mean, it's logical. He said everything here in the store is for sale. Some things have price tags on them that nobody's going to buy because I don't want anybody to buy them. So he is great to visit with. He's there on a lot of Saturdays. There's part of one room in the store that's almost like a living room, and just sit and talk, and share stories. I don't think he's ever met a stranger.
That's great. Is there anything that really surprised you, that kind of blew your mind of the collectibles that he has there?
There was a lot of stuff that was related to merchandising that was interesting. He had one baseball related cigar box from back in the early 1900s that he had $1,000 price tag on. It was a beautiful piece, and just an example of sports and tobacco industry and advertising all wrapped up into one. So things like that were intriguing to me.
What a phenomenal shop there. Thank you, Tom, so much for giving us a little bit of insight into Mr. John English's Antique Sports and Cards there in Shelbyville. We'll be sure to hopefully check that out. And I mean, again, if we can't get there in person, we can travel there through your words at mainstreetnashville.com.
Keep traveling, y'all.
Always. Thank you, Tom. Until the next time, stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. When we come back, we're going to take a little trip to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, to a family restaurant there. It's an Italian deli, and it's one that has incredible deli-style sandwiches. I cannot wait to share it with you. We'll be right back.